Let's do that song for people. Sunlight on the skin when I'm not around.
How's it going, guys? It's your boy DeMoney here. Today we're gonna be reacting to OnlyFans is Ruining Your Life by Lena Hansen. Y'all already know the video is gonna be linked down in the description right below, and the channel is gonna be linked down below. Let's get straight into it.
Modesty is dead. And I do not mean in that pearl clutchy, bring back the ankle length skirts kind of way. Because if you've watched literally any of my videos, you already know that I am not here to police anybody's outfit or shame anyone for wanting to feel hot or pretend that women have never used sex appeal to get what they want. I mean something much more unsettling than that. It's kind of like the internet consistently keeps rewiring what normal looks like, and it keeps getting crazier every single year. Sure, clothes are smaller, but the whole culture around how we present ourselves online has changed. The body is no longer something that you just so happen to have. Now it's something that you monetize, optimize, and package. And your outfit is not just an outfit, it's a funnel for more likes, more brand deals, and way more attention. So you better buckle up and prepare yourselves for impact, because I want to talk about exactly how we got where we are right now. Why it keeps escalating, why even extremely successful women feel pressured into doing all of this nonsense, and why the whole thing starts to feel a lot less empowering and more like an entire system to turn women into products, while somehow calling it choice. I don't know.
I went to court today and seeing how some of my fellow sisters showed up in court is crazy to me. If I'm making this up, God take me now. A purple wig where the ends were so dry, it looked like cats been licking on it. Oh. Another woman came in, and I'm not making this up. Lord, you know I'm not lying. She came to court, actual criminal court, with shorts on where the sides were cut all the way up here.
If you guys have not watched my—
Oh no, what? To a court hearing? You wearing shorts all the way up the leg? Like, I'm never gonna tell a girl what to wear, but there's a time and place for certain fits, you feel me? Like, you should know, like, you don't have to wear a whole nice dress or like a female suit or something, but you gotta dress a little modest. You in court, you feel me? Like, what?
Nobody knows how to dress anymore video. You guys are gonna love this because we get all into that tea. To court? She says to court?
Gen Z modesty? No. No. I'm not falling for it. I'm getting drunk. I'm wearing mini skirts, going to the club, staying out till 4 a.m. Maybe I'll have a cigarette. I don't know. For sure getting Taco Bell. What have we come to, you guys? What's happening? Did we forget about Meg? Hot girl summer? Do we need to bring back water?
She says, I don't want to be modest. I don't even care. I don't even care what you guys say. She said, let's bring back fun and partying without over-sexualization and judgments. Like, dude, we're young. Why should we embrace modesty from such a young age? Didn't our parents used to sneak out and go clubbing? Prepare yourselves, because this is exactly what we're getting into. Before we even touch OnlyFans and that discussion, we need to talk about the incentive structure that social platforms create. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Snapchat, all of it runs on recommendation systems designed to maximize time on platform, which means that they promote content that triggers fast emotional responses to keep you scrolling. It is exactly why researchers are starting to realize that these platforms shape cognition, attention, mood, and behavior in ways that look a lot like habit formation and compulsive use.
Okay, there's this new study on why women post thirst traps. Actually, they call them sexy selfies. Now, I didn't find the results that surprising, but I'm curious if you guys do. So to set the stage, bad news, female sexualization is increasing. Researchers are split on whether this is because of gender oppression or an expression of female competitiveness. To measure female status competition, they're using income inequality, and to measure gender oppression, they're using the United Nations Gender Inequality Index. Researchers literally looked at 70,000 sexy selfies on Twitter and Instagram and their location data. And they found that there were significantly more thirst traps posted from women living in cities with high economic inequality. So just remember, this is correlation, not causation. But there was zero significant correlation between thirst traps and gender oppression. Another interesting point is that in cities with higher economic inequality, they found that there was greater sales in goods and services related to female beauty. But doesn't that make sense? Because even if there's more income inequality, there's more rich people maybe who are spending a lot more money on those services. And they basically say that physical attractiveness is a form of capital or status for most women, and they can—
The girlies want likes. Simple as that. The girlies want likes and attention. Boobs out, you will get likes.
Shit, everybody want You know, everybody want a little attention, no matter if it's from in person or online with likes and shit. You know?
Of the psychological and cognitive effects of social media and digital technology repeatedly point to reward learning, attention capture, and feedback loops as core mechanisms. And there's simply nothing we can do about it. Now add a second layer to it. People aren't just posting for fun anymore. As much as you guys wish it was 2016 again, it's not. In 2026, posting is a job. The creator economy is basically an endless audition that rewards you with your paycheck if you can stop people from scrolling. Like, I just need you to stay long enough so you can pay my bills. And when your income starts to rely on your engagement, the content naturally evolves to whatever gets the strongest attention for the lowest effort. The real pandemic is 14 to 15-year-olds on this app who are dangerously close to posting CP and actually posting soft CP. Let them be confident. Shut up, shut up, shut up. There is a time for us to grow up, and 14 and 15
No. Like, you can't even say that argument when it comes to children. They children. How are you gonna be like, let them be confident? You're low-key a pedophile if you're scrolling through your timeline and you see a 14-year-old and you're like, oh, period. No, that's disgusting. Cause why? It's a 14-year-old doing grown-up shit. You feel me?
Should not be wearing what I see them wear on the internet. And let me just say, this is not because creators are evil. It's because incentives work. The platforms pay you on attention. The brand deals pay you with sponsorships. And the algorithm decides who gets seen. So if you work alongside the algorithm, you get a bigger payout. Easy. Like, it's giving 1 + 1 is 2. So let's just talk about what kind of content reliably stops the scroll. Across cultures, across demographics, across languages, across attention spans. It's content that relies on your most base interests: novelty, emotion, status, and sex.
Right.
If you are some 19-year-old girl that was born in the middle of nowhere and you're trying to break out of your underpaying life and try to earn a higher income, and then you start to notice, oh, like the posts that do the best are the ones that show the most skin, the one where I'm wearing my really small booty shorts, the posts that show the most curves, the most provocation, the most fantasy, they all do the best. Then obviously that's what you're going to use to transition yourself into some better life.
So I wanted to quickly talk about something that I have been noticing, and probably a lot of other people have noticing, but it makes me really uncomfortable, is that a lot of Twitch streamers, specifically the black ones, the most popular ones, I don't know any other white, non-black ones to be honest, are pushing the fact that you should only treat women who you are attractive to with any level of respect. And at that point, even though attractive ones get a small amount of respect because they're being constantly sexualized. Right now, I cannot stand it because it is clear that the people watching it are picking it up by the way that their Twitch chats look. Like, we already know that this content and red pill content go hand in hand, like literally hand in hand, but like it is just so clear that this is what they're picking up, and I just think it is absolutely disgusting.
Big breasts are not inherently sexual. You just over-sexualize women's bodies. The same way that small boobs on a girl aren't boyish, you're just viewing her as a sexual object.
Old-fashioned. You know, I grew up in a different era. You know, I know I'm technically Gen Z, but I'm a 28, 29 Gen Z. You know what I mean? I ain't no 21 Gen Z. The truth is, this comment literally, I mean, we're all animals. Our purpose is to reproduce, so it makes sense why men are attracted to more feminine features. If you're putting it out there, it doesn't mean that you're being over. It's that people are gonna look. People are gonna like. People are gonna pay the money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you don't want to be looked at that way, you wear shirts like I do. You know what I mean? You cover up. I wear big baggy jeans when I go out of the house. It's just a natural thing that if you're showing a lot of skin, I would even glance and be like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Because I don't like to be out. I don't like to show all of my bits and pieces out in the public. And now the science about what this does around women's self-perception is just, it's not subtle. Objectification theory argues that when women are repeatedly treated as bodies for others to evaluate, many women internalize that gaze and start monitoring themselves from the outside in, which is linked to shame, anxiety, disordered eating risks, and reduced cognitive bandwidth because you are constantly so worried about what you look like, and also how you you're
Right.
being perceived by others. Research and reviews on social media, comparison, and body image keep finding associations between appearance-focused use and body dissatisfaction, especially when the content is saturated with idealized bodies and all of these beauty filters. That is why when people say, oh, it's empowering, the girlies deserve the confidence, I always ask, empowering for who? And under what conditions? And why does it always correlate to more anxiety and even more pressure to escalate the way that we naturally look?
Listen, this revelation I'm about to drop is so deep, and I might make a full video, but please listen to this with an open mind, because it's gonna set some of you free. We as women are being groomed by many of these content creators to be prostitutes. Let me explain. I used to listen to a lot of this like hypergamy, femininity content online, okay? The sprinkle lady, I knew about her like way before she blew up on TikTok, all right? I was there. I used to listen to her consistently. People like her, I would listen to, okay, she'd talk about the dusties and hypergamy and the kind of men you should be chasing. I used to listen to all of that before I got saved. Now listen, that content was making me so bitter and angry at men. I have had negative experiences with men, but I've never hated or like disliked or been embittered towards men the way that I was in that season.
I've never really looked at men in that way either. Like and in a way, I always understand the idea of like female empowerment and feeling like you can be your best and like I'm gonna be your big sister.
You know, like I apologize that I'm not really speaking so much. But like, you know, I'm not a woman, so I don't really know what this is like per se. But I feel where they're coming from. I think prostitution might be a stretch a little. But like, I see where they're coming from. Like, there are times where, like, I have seen videos where there's women pushing an agenda that basically fuck all men or hate all men. When it don't have to be like that. You know?
Always on this side of YouTube where it's like, of course, like live your life, spend your big girl money how you want to. Like these are the things that could make you feel amazing. I love all of that. But when you start deliberately saying like, I'm going to date a guy to scam him and steal his money and you need to take his money to upgrade your looks, it's...
Yeah, that's just not right. You wanna take from the nigga cause what? You think you deserve it? Like, yeah, women are very powerful. They make babies, they raise children, they are beautiful specimens, right? But coming from a man, right, I don't think it's right for women to feel like they have to, you know, discredit men so much that they only look at them as a free lick, you know? Like, there's a lot of women that only look at men as, what can I get out of him? Not, what can I build with him? What can I do with him, you know?
Just the same way why I dropped one of my friends because she told me that she was going to stop going to university and drop out without her parents knowing, but she was still going to take their money. That to me is just very wrong. And like, if you're a good person, you never do that. And it was very odd when that entire sprinkle phase came around because there'd be some things I'd be like, oh yeah, like do your thing, be better, like always work on yourself. But to like steal and lie and like take from a guy and that these guys aren't worth it and these girls, I don't know. It just felt a little bit dishonest and it felt distasteful, but also equally like, where are the morals, right?
And the reason is because I was taking on their bitterness. Bitterness is contagious, okay?
Right.
When you become bitter towards men, when you become desensitized towards the fact that they are human beings and you start to hate them, this is when you start to really listen to the women that tell you to only use men for their money, to, you know, take him for everything he's worth, to not care about love, to not care about any of the things that make a relationship beautiful, but to simply go after the money. And even as I'm saying this, some of you guys are going to feel angry at me. Some of you guys may feel tempted to call me whatever it is, a pick me, or be angry, or rise up in your spirit and say, but what about men? Listen, you are being trained based on what you're consistently feeding your mind to desensitize yourself towards human beings.
And it's exactly like that Harvard study that we always talk about. Like, your life and your longevity is based on the relationships that you have. If you have no actual love or kindness in your life, and you're like, I'm just gonna like send hot pics and maybe he'll send me money and like men suck. It's like, live that way, but you'll probably be a very unhappy person. And maybe you could fight me and say like, oh, Lael, if I had millions and millions of dollars, I would be really happy. I promise you, you wouldn't. If you had nobody in your life and all you had was money, what are we doing this for?
There's a lot of people in this world that say, I would be happy to live in a $1 million mansion. Like, there's women out there that got sugar daddies and shit. You know, they live in a lavish life, riding in these expensive cars, living in this big ass house. You know, get whatever they want when they want. But they not happy because they with somebody that they don't really care about. They just there because they, you know, they there for the financial reasons. And they don't really care about the man in that situation. You know? Which is kind of sad, because, like, in a relationship, it's a two-way thing. How am I going to be giving everything, right? And then not receive anything back from this woman that I'm putting my time and energy to? You feel me?
I'm about to offend some people, but I don't care. I do it in love. If you look at any gym line, like especially for women, you look at any of their clothes for women who work out, everything is tight fitted, everything is painted to the body. You ever tried to work out in loose sweats and a loose t-shirt? It's difficult, it's hot. The clothes that we wear to the gym, they are gym outfit. Leggings and a bra, leggings and a shirt, a tank top, whatever. It's gym wear. That hasn't changed for years. It is the culture, the society, and the people in our generation who have sexualized gym outfits that now have women getting dressed to go to the gym, sitting here like, oh, this is gonna cause too much attention. Oh, this is gonna draw too much attention towards me. Maybe I need to cover up. Maybe I need to put on a longer shirt. Maybe I should just put on some loose basketball shorts. Like, and it doesn't matter, okay? Honestly, if you see a woman doing squats, like, her booty gonna be bootying, period. Let's adjust our mindset to stop over-sexualizing things that were never meant to be sexualized. I'm not trying to seduce you. That's a you problem, and you're not gonna put that weight on us anymore. What's changed is this provocative generation who over-sexualize.
But does the killer care?
It doesn't matter where you are. As a woman, don't you ever think for 1 second to let your guard down. Doesn't matter if you have security around you, if you're at work, if you think you're covered. Because I just had a patient's family member tell me that this bathroom is out of paper towels. And he's like, yeah, it's like not coming out, go check. So I come into the bathroom to check. There's paper towels in it. As soon as I walked in, I felt uneasy. I walk in, he walks in behind me. And I'm thinking, oh dang, did I just trap myself in the bathroom with this weird guy I don't even know? I turn around, he's right here, blocking the door. And he goes, oh, well, I don't know how that happened. Well, you're really pretty, by the way. What's your name? And he's trying to read my badge. Sir, step aside, step aside. Move out of my way. My heart is racing. Like, don't you ever let your guard down for 1 second.
The reason...
No. Like, okay. Wow. That's hard to defend as a man, gang. I see why women are scared of men. If situations like that is happening. Wow. What do you mean you trapping a nurse in the bathroom because you was trying to get at her? Ugh. See, okay. I'm gonna say it like this. For both men and women, there's people that put a bad tint on the whole gender, you know? There's weird men, but there are also weird women. Now, is it more likely of a man to be on some weird shit? Yeah. But you gotta learn how to stay vigilant, you know? You know your surroundings, know what's going on and shit like that. Especially for the women out there. Because, you know, I couldn't imagine the type of fear she felt. like, I'm just, like, from her perspective, she's just trying to work, do her thing. He was trying to get, well, I don't even know what he was trying to do. But it seemed like he was trying to go somewhere with that. You just gotta watch certain people. But not all men is like that. Just because you have 1 or 2 bad experiences doesn't mean all men are bad now. You know?
I wear baggy clothes is because the killer doesn't care. The killer doesn't care, oh, we shouldn't over-sexualize ourselves. They don't care. Like, if we're talking about safety, if you're out on your own, you're going to a gym at 9 p.m. by yourself, they do not care about, we shouldn't over-sexualize her. Like, let her pop off in those booty shorts. Unfortunately, I mostly do it for safety purposes. If I'm gonna be like really, really covered up, I just don't want anybody looking at me because I can have whatever belief I want about my body and other women's bodies, but other people don't feel that way. The 45, 85, 65-year-old man at the gym doesn't feel the same way. And these sentiments are smart, but this is the part that is like so misconstrued. Like, you can't control everybody else with your opinion. All you can do is control you and protect yourself. Everything
Survey Junkie
is control you and protect yourself. Everything is sexualized and I hate it. Breastfeeding is sexualized. This has been a problem for years, but it's also a personal thing. Like, the truth is, I am a modest girly. Like, that's the way I am, and I always have been. I wore long shorts to the beach when I was 8. It took me a very long time to ever wear a bikini in public, and even then I still wear a tankini, you guys. I'm 28. Probably could never be in a prime like I am now. Tankini always, because it makes me feel the best. I just think more than ever we live in a very sexualized world where every girl you see, whether they're 14 or 13, I've seen girls at my gym I've told you about wearing the smallest clothes, and it's just inappropriate. And I guess if you are like confident in yourself, if you're out with your boyfriend, wear whatever it is that you want. I just don't want any attention from people that I don't want attention from. That's why I don't shake my booty on the internet. That's why I wear big shirts online. I don't show you guys my cleavage. Now let's talk about OnlyFans. I know you guys want me to talk about it and drop the tea. It is truly impossible to talk about this topic without mentioning the platform that literally bridged the gap between sexualized attention and making money. OnlyFans is basically...
By the way, though, everybody that subscribed to Lil Tay shit definitely was plotting. Definitely, bro. Like, no cap. Everything that brought her OnlyFans, once she turned 18, they thought she looked good when she was younger than that. Which is pretty creepish. Now, it's not, because technically it's legal because she turned 18 and she made the account and shit. As long as, if OnlyFans thinks she's old enough to do such content, then, you know, you can't really do anything about it. But to the people that went out their way to put money down on such content of basically a little girl is crazy.
Most literal version of what social media has been training people for years. Take your desirability, convert it into a subscription, and then monetize this weird parasocial bond. OnlyFans is also somewhere where things start to get extremely messy because it's constantly being marketed to young women as empowerment and financial freedom. And like, yeah, some people make huge money, like huge money, bro. But the overall economics of platform labor almost always follows a power law distribution, which means a tiny percentage of creators earn the overwhelming share of revenue while the majority earn very little. I have a friend that told me that she had an OnlyFans. She's like, yeah, I make about $50 a month. I'm like, how often do you post on there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, $50? I was like, I thought you'd be a gajillionaire. Now, this pattern is not completely unique to OnlyFans. It shows up in streaming, influencer sponsorships, app stores. Basically, every winner takes the most attention in the market. And we have real reporting showing how massive OnlyFans is as a business. Investigations into the company's financial filings and performance have described explosive growth in revenue and creator payouts over recent years, with hundreds of millions of users.
I'm starting to think, like, those numbers can't be real. Like, how is it possible for them to pay out millions like this? You know? Like, I know OnlyFans might be a multi-billion-dollar company, but how are they able to pay out so much?
And millions of creators on the platform alongside huge profits for the company itself. So when people start to ask, like, why are women wearing less? Why are so many women joining OnlyFans, like Casually My Friend? And why does it feel like the entire internet is turning everything into a soft advertising for sex? It's not that women randomly lost self-respect. The answer is that we built an entire digital economy where attention is currency, and the people that succeed kind of become the proof that convinces everyone that it is rational to try it out as well. And this is why this entire topic is so messed up, and I was surprised why so many people on my Patreon really wanted me to talk about it, but you guys have been asking for a minute, because this system just doesn't need to force anyone. It just needs to create conditions where it somehow feels like the smartest move. And for a lot of women, especially younger women, the economic context is the main reason why they feel like it is the only way to level up their lives.
Here's why starting OnlyFans was the worst decision I made in my life. Did not realize that I was literally selling parts of my soul, and the money could have never made it worth it. I just wish that someone would have warned me and told me that I was going to be later experiencing PTSD from the sexual trauma and the experiences that I was subjecting myself to on a daily basis. I did not know that I would later need to be in trauma counseling. It brought me into way darker places than I ever could have imagined, and I never want to go back there. I wish I could go back in time to who I was before I started doing all that stuff and just tell myself that the money is not worth it. Keep your happiness. And that's all I want to tell any girl who's thinking about starting an account. I just hope I can save even just one girl from going through the pain and the trauma that I am now going through because I subjected myself to that for the last couple.
What about Lily Phillips talking about wanting to do all of that with all those people, and then she was bawling her eyes out after? I guess I might be a bit right. And this is the crazy part. What you and I were literally just talking about before watching this video.
Yeah, but like those are two different situations. The reason why she was crying because she wanted to satisfy all of the 100 men. Like, girl, what you really think you was going to satisfy every single man in there? Like, and you only give them 5 minutes. Don't worry about why I know this much information. Actually, there was a documentary on it. Anyway, so yeah. Don't ask why I know so much though. I'm just saying. But those are two different situations. But I see why, because you subjecting yourself to sexualizing yourself at a fresh 18, didn't even think about getting a job or nothing. You know? Didn't even try getting a job or nothing, just straight into showing your whole body. Now, I don't know exactly what she was posting specifically, but most of the time, let's be for real, if a woman have OnlyFans, they're going full nude. And I see how that would be traumatic down the line, because it's like, I was barely able to experience my 20s as a regular female. I had everything all over the internet. So say if she tried to do something regular, like, you know, start her own business or some shit like that, that's gonna flash back at her, you know? Because like, oh no, we got your, you know? Imagine having kids. They find the account. God forbid something happens. But that kind of happened with Kim K. Her kid found out about the sex tape with her and Ray J. The Roblox. How did that even happen? I don't know. But like, you know, that's why you don't overly sexualize yourself at a young age. Now, I'm not going to knock the hustle though. At the end of the day, get your money. You know, whatever you got to do to get your money. But you got to know the risk that comes with it.
Comments, my bills are causing me pain and trauma, dude. Like, they truly believe that this is the way to have more economic comfort or financial comfort. I really don't want to, but I have to. I can't pay my bills or feed my kids. A lot of people feel like this is the lowest barrier to entry because any of us can take our clothes off and post a picture and think, oh, well, maybe that's gonna make me thousands of dollars and I need the help. I'm in a pickle. I need the help. I will even chime in on my own experience. I remember when I was making YouTube videos back in my early 20s and I posted a lot of unsavory content that I will never be able to take back. The things that that people saw of me, it was never OnlyFans, but it was definitely very ridiculous, raunchy, provocative content on YouTube. Like, as provocative as you could post, I was posting it. And the truth is, I would go back and change it in a second. There's no amount of money that was worth, when she says selling your soul, there's just no point, because those are things you'll never be able to take back. That is me, like, posting even bikini pictures I regret posting, because that's just not who I am, and it's nothing that I would ever want to show random people on the internet. Now imagine people are paying you for those pictures. It feels kind of crappy. They were watching my videos, they were paying my bills, but I'm posting something that didn't feel right. It felt very demeaning to me. And again, everybody, especially in today's world, has their own opinion of how everything is supposed to be, what makes them feel good. And again, I've never put you guys down for, if you want to go get fillers, if you want to do your facelift, if you want to get your veneers. I have my own opinion, and this is the same thing. I have my own opinion from lived experience. I'm not somebody that's, I've never done that before and I'm gonna judge you for doing it. I judge myself.
Men truly do not deserve the access that they have to viewing women's bodies on the internet and social media. Let me explain just one point of view. So the other day I'm on Instagram and I've been seeing a lot of Sabrina Carpenter being posted about. Beautiful, talented young woman, right?
Right.
Every time, tell me why, every time I see a video or a photo posted of Sabrina Carpenter, there are men in the comments section saying the most unhinged things about her body. I saw this photo of Sabrina Carpenter and there was men in the comment section. There was one man that was like, not a curve in sight. Another man said, she's built like a little boy. And then there was a video of her where she had her tummy showing, and like all these people were saying, men were saying insane things about her body. Like, what? This is a beautiful woman, like stereotypically beautiful. But that's the thing. Men, they have too much access to constant nudity.
What about AI? Don't even get me going on AI.
Oh my God, AI. Bro, so many websites now that, you know, indulge in such activities with the AI. Like, I wouldn't indulge in that. Now, I'm not going to say I'm above watching porn or anything. Shit, at the end of the day, I'm a man, you know? Shit happens. But, like, I'm not going into a female's comments, she don't got enough body, the ass is not ass, on some shit, you know? If I was to feel a way about someone's post, I'll say to myself and move on about it. Even though, for the most part, me personally, I'm not a woman's post like Sabrina Carpenter and analyzing her body, you know?
Balls out. This is what you get. And this is why it's like, yeah, saying like it's empowering, wear what you want. It's a beautiful fantasy, but it feels a little bit like a fantasy when this very much still exists, that you're gonna put down somebody as gorgeous as Sabrina, which like I'm like, body tea, like what? Our culture today encourages underage girls to wear clothes that are inherently sexual and revealing. They then glamorize the sex work industry, encourage girls to start an OnlyFans the second that they turn 18 and call it women empowerment. In reality, it exploits women and benefits majority men who want to take advantage of naive girls. That's why it's like when Bad Baby turned 18 and is like, I'm posting an OnlyFans, I wasn't like, rock it. It's like these like disgusting people are on your page just like, post pictures of yourself for me to see. Never, bro. And women.
Yeah, just like what I was saying earlier with Lil Tay, this kind of predatory, because it's like, you was feeding for a teenager before she became 18. That's why you was so hyped to buy it, right? Like, that's what I would assume, right? Like, most of the people that was like feeding for like Bad Baby, Lil Tay, the creators that's coming in, these female creators that's coming onto OnlyFans fresh 18, it's like pedophilic men subscribing to that shit. And you know, that shit don't like make you uneasy a little, you know?
Women who don't participate are seen as prudes. Hold on one second. I want to show you guys a picture because I want to tell you guys a story. So many years ago, I went out to a club for my friend's birthday. Early. Because it's my birthday and I want us all to go out and we're gonna have a lot of fun. And I was like, you know what? Like, I never go out. I could do something cute. I could have fun. And I know you're not gonna believe me when I say this because you've never seen me bust out in anything like this. But I bought one of those. Kylie wore them a lot. These like, I don't know what you call this, like pop star where it's called Pop Star or something. Look at this dress. I wore this dress out thinking like, okay, we're being hot, spicy queen. I have never felt more uncomfortable with the way I was treated by women, by men. It's a disgusting thing, but is this not what we're living in and what we're experiencing? So we get to a point where we cover up. We wear a shirt with wolves and foxes on it because that feels a lot better than sharing any of that with anyone else and being literally treated like dirt. I will never do that again. And that was my own personal experience. Now, we are literally living in a world where everything feels stagnant. For the normal average woman or man, like housing feels impossible. Education is super expensive. The cost of living keeps on rising. And then you open your phone and you see a girl bought like a mansion in Miami from her income off OnlyFans. Even if that's
damn. Oh my God, bro. See, like when you able to make that kind of money, it's kind of dumb for you not to try it. But at the same time, it's like, you know, morally you risking yourself, you know? Morally you going against your own morals, doing that shit for the bread. It's basically selling your soul for some bread.
a story is very rare, it still seems like it's a lottery ticket. Now, you don't go and buy a lottery ticket because the odds are so good, but you buy it because the fantasy is so strong. The possibility of it working out for you and in your favor seems like an amazing thing. The dream feels so powerful and you feel so helpless that it kind of starts to feel like a good idea. Like, let's just make an OnlyFans. And if you want to understand why modesty kind of collapses in this sort of system, it comes down to escalation and normalization. Escalation happens because attention is relative. If last year's sexy becomes this year's normal, then the only way to stand out is to go further. You see this with everything online, not just bodies. What about Ice Spice literally wearing nothing and showing her bare butt at a SpongeBob movie premiere? You guys know I live under a rock, but not that kind of rock. I know everything that's going on most of the time. Like, I thought it was kind of a no-brainer that you don't wear something that provocative where there might be children at this movie premiere, but I guess not. Like, I think you would call me a prude for being like, let her live her life. Makeup trends are getting more extreme. Fitness gets more extreme. Dieting gets more extreme. Plastic surgery gets more extreme. You guys know all about this on my channel. What used to be shocking kind of gets absorbed into the feed and it stops producing like a strong reaction. Now it's just normal. Now normalization happens because humans calibrate their idea of reality based on what they see most often. If your daily feed is consistently full of bodies posed in a certain way, outfits cut in a certain way, and like looks that are very hypersexualized, then your brain stops thinking that it's so totally crazy off the edge, whoa, that's wild, and starts seeing it as like literally normal. And like so normal that now why can't we do it? Why shouldn't I post that? Why shouldn't I make an OnlyFans and try to make thousands of dollars every month? This is why people can look at something that would have been blatantly provocative 10 years ago and today, oh, they just call it a fit. That's just her fit. She was in Japan. She's just rocking a fit. And then there's this third mechanism that makes this even harder to resist, and that's social belonging. You are joining a tribe the moment that you start posting on social media, and tribes have norms. This is why when the whole Shara 7 stuff came out and everybody was talking about it and everybody was jumping on the bandwagon, it felt weird if you were on the other side of the spectrum, if you didn't also agree with her. If your niche is baddie girl, it girl, clean girl, or whatever the label is this week, then stepping outside of that norm is like a social penalty. Less engagement, fewer views, fewer compliments, fewer comments, God forbid, sometimes even harassment. That is why I don't like to call this entire phenomenon empowerment. Also because when I tried it, it wasn't empowering at all. Because empowerment implies agency without being literally coerced into something. But a system can coerce you without ever holding a gun to your head. It can coerce you with incentives, norms, visibility, and above all, money. If you make your body a financial asset, you are stepping into a marketplace that will always push you toward escalation, because escalation is how you keep attention. I want any woman to have freedom, but like real freedom. The kind where you can dress how you want without your value being reduced to how much of you is visible. The kind where you can make money without your sexuality being the fastest path. Because the scariest part of the death of modesty is not that women are showing skin. The scariest part is that this system is teaching women that being seen is the same as being valued. And it's teaching men that access is the same thing as intimacy. And it's also teaching us that a person is a product as long as that person keeps on selling. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please throw a big fat thumbs up and also comment down below, how do you guys feel about this phenomenon when you see OnlyFans? When you see the kind of provocative content that inevitably pops up on Instagram Reels? Like, when I go to my Explore page on Instagram, oh my God, I can't even... It's corn. Like, it is corn, bro. Like, it's crazy. And then am I crazy for feeling that way? And I see it on TikTok too. Young girls that have got like millions of likes for shaking butt. It's just, it's not what I grew up with, I guess. Maybe I'm a boomer. If you guys enjoyed this video, you could go ahead and watch this.
So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to really absorb, for real. But if y'all like this video, like and subscribe if you haven't. Turn your post notifications on to be notified when I upload, to join the D-Money gang. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Show me your